Have you ever pondered the unseen impact of the feral cats lurking in your neighborhood? As we embark on this journey together, let's unravel the mystery of feral cats and their complex influence on our environment and health. Feral cats, unlike our beloved domesticated companions, are wild creatures that have had little to no human contact. They're born and raised in the wild, or have been abandoned and reverted to a wild state. These cats are different from strays, who've known the touch and care of humans, but now find themselves alone. Feral cats, on the other hand, have always been wild, and they live, hunt, and reproduce in the vast wilderness we call cities and suburbs. Now, why should we be concerned about these wild felines? Well, the answer lies in their impact on our environment and human health. You see, when left unchecked, feral cats can contribute to the overpopulation of cats in general. This overpopulation can lead to an imbalance in local ecosystems, as these efficient predators can decimate local bird populations and other small wildlife. This might not seem like a big deal, but remember, every creature in an ecosystem has a role to play, and upsetting that balance can have ripple effects. In addition to the environmental impact, feral cats can also pose a risk to human health. Feral cats can carry diseases such as rabies or toxoplasmosis, which can be transferred to humans. While the risk is generally low, it's a risk nonetheless, and one that we should be aware of. It's important to remember that this isn't about demonizing feral cats. They're not bad or evil. They're simply trying to survive in a world that's been shaped by humans. This is about understanding the complex relationship between humans, our environment, and the other creatures we share this planet with. The feral cat issue is more complex and far-reaching than it first appears. As we dive deeper into this topic, we'll explore more about the environmental impact, human health risks, and potential solutions to the feral cat conundrum. Feral cats, unnoticed by many, can have a significant impact on our environment. This impact is most visible in the disruption they cause to local wildlife. Feral cats are skilled hunters, preying mainly on small mammals, birds, and reptiles. Unfortunately, this hunting is not merely for survival. It's often a game, a practice ingrained in their genetic makeup. This has led to a startling decline in the population of some species. For example, in certain areas, bird species that were once abundant have become rare sightings. Small mammals like mice and rabbits, crucial to the food chain, are also at risk. In some extreme cases, feral cats have even been linked to the extinction of certain species, particularly on islands where the local fauna is not adapted to such predators. The domino effect of this hunting behavior can ripple through an ecosystem, causing a dramatic imbalance. Predators that once relied on these small animals for food find their sources dwindling. This forces them to either adapt, which is not always possible, or face extinction themselves. Moreover, the overpopulation of feral cats can lead to the degradation of natural habitats. As these cats carve out territories, they can disrupt delicate environments, trample plants, and disturb nesting sites. Their waste can also impact the soil and water quality, posing a further threat to the flora and fauna. It's important to understand that feral cats are not the villains here. They are, in many ways, victims of human neglect and abandonment. But the hard truth remains that their presence in our environment can have harmful and sometimes irreversible effects. This isn't just about protecting our wildlife and maintaining biodiversity, although that's crucial. It's about preserving the balance of our ecosystems, the intricate, delicate connections that sustain life on our planet. So the next time you see a feral cat, remember this: they aren't just harmless wanderers. They are, in fact, silent disruptors, unwittingly causing havoc in our natural world. Clearly, feral cats pose a serious threat to our environment. But it's not just the environment that suffers. Feral cats also pose a risk to human health. Now, you might be thinking, how can these small animals be harmful to us? Well, it's not their claws or teeth we should be wary of. It's the diseases they can carry and transmit to humans that pose the real danger. Firstly, let's talk about rabies. This is a fatal viral disease that affects the nervous system of almost all mammals, including humans. Feral cats, being unvaccinated, can easily get infected by rabies through bites or scratches from other infected animals. And if an infected feral cat bites a human, the disease can be transmitted. Rabies can cause fever, hallucinations, and, in severe cases, death. Then we have toxoplasmosis, a parasitic disease caused by Toxoplasma gondii. Feral cats, the primary hosts of this parasite, can spread the disease through their feces. When humans accidentally ingest or inhale these microscopic parasites, they can get infected. While many infected individuals may not show symptoms, For pregnant women and immunocompromised individuals, toxoplasmosis can lead to serious health problems like miscarriages, neurological disorders, and even life-threatening illnesses. Let's not forget about the risk to our little ones. Children, with their innate curiosity and love for animals, may not understand the dangers of interacting with feral cats. They may touch contaminated surfaces or soil and then put their hands in their mouths, exposing themselves to these diseases. The threat is also significant for our immunocompromised friends and family members. Individuals with weakened immune systems, such as those undergoing chemotherapy or living with HIV, are more susceptible to these diseases and can experience severe complications if infected. So while these feral cats may look cute and harmless from a distance, it's crucial to understand that they can carry diseases that pose a significant risk to human health. And these risks are not just theoretical, they are real, and they affect people every day. The health risks associated with feral cats are real and should not be underestimated. Understanding the magnitude of the problem requires a look at the feral cat population. These cats are not just your average alley cats. They are wild, unowned, and often born in the wild. They can survive in every landscape, from the inner city to rural farmland. This adaptability, along with their rapid reproduction rate, makes controlling their population incredibly challenging. Now let's talk numbers. Imagine a pair of breeding cats. Each pair can potentially produce 2 litters a year, with an average of 4 kittens per litter. That's 8 kittens in a year, right? But consider this, those kittens can start breeding as young as 4 months old. So, those 8 kittens might soon become 16, then 32, and so on. Within just 7 years, a single pair of breeding cats and their offspring can theoretically produce up to 420,000 cats. That's almost 500,000 cats from just one pair. But it's not just about the numbers. It's about the impact these numbers have on our environment, our health, and the well-being of the cats themselves. Overpopulation leads to starvation, disease, and often harsh living conditions for these feral cats. They compete with native wildlife for food and habitat, altering ecosystems and driving certain species toward extinction. They can also carry diseases that pose risks to humans and other animals. Despite the best efforts of animal welfare organizations and local communities, the feral cat population continues to grow. Traditional methods of control, such as catch and kill, have proven to be both inhumane and ineffective. Even adoption, while a wonderful solution for some, is simply not feasible on a large scale due to the sheer volume of cats and their wild nature. With such staggering numbers, managing the feral cat population is a daunting task. But understanding the scope of the problem is the first step towards finding effective and humane solutions. Because every cat deserves a chance at a good life, and every ecosystem deserves a chance at balance. Many solutions have been attempted to control feral cats, but most have proven ineffective. The struggle to manage the rising feral cat population is not for lack of trying. However, the methods traditionally employed have been largely unsuccessful. Let's delve into why these common solutions haven't quite hit the mark. One such method is the catch and kill approach. On the surface, it may seem like a straightforward way to reduce the number of feral cats. However, this method is not only ethically questionable, but it's also proven to be ineffective. Why? Well, nature has a funny way of filling voids. When some cats are removed from a location, others quickly move in to take advantage of the newly available resources, a phenomenon known as the vacuum effect. Thus, the cycle continues, rendering the catch and kill method a fruitless endeavor. Another attempted solution is the use of repellents or deterrents to keep feral cats away from certain areas. These can range from commercial products to homemade concoctions. While they may provide temporary relief, their effectiveness is often short-lived. Cats are adaptable creatures. They quickly learn to navigate around these deterrents or simply grow used to them over time. Feeding bans have also been implemented in some areas in an effort to discourage feral cats from congregating. However, these bans rarely achieve their intended goal. Feral cats are survivors. If they can't find food in one location, they'll simply move to another, often leading to an increase in nuisance behaviors as they search for new food sources. Lastly, some communities have tried to establish sanctuaries or large-scale shelters for feral cats. While well-intentioned, these can quickly become overcrowded, leading to poor living conditions and the rapid spread of disease. These failed solutions underscore the complexity of the feral cat issue. It's clear there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The feral cat conundrum requires a multifaceted, humane, and effective approach, which we'll explore in the next segment. One approach that shows promise in managing feral cat populations is trap-neuter return. This method is as straightforward as it sounds. First, feral cats are humanely trapped. They are then neutered or spayed, which means they are surgically altered to prevent them from breeding. After recovery, these cats are returned to their original location. But why return them, you might ask? Isn't the goal to reduce the number of feral cats? Indeed it is. However, removing cats entirely from a location often leads to a vacuum effect where other unaltered cats move in to take advantage of the available resources, and the cycle of reproduction starts all over again. By returning the neutered cats, this vacuum effect is prevented. So what makes trap-neuter return, or TNR as it's often abbreviated, a promising approach? For one, it's a humane method. These cats aren't euthanized, but are allowed to live out their lives naturally, minus the ability to contribute to the overpopulation issue. It's also practical. Trying to remove feral cats entirely from an area is usually an impractical and unattainable goal. Let's look at some case studies that illustrate the effectiveness of TNR. In San Francisco, a TNR program implemented over a 10-year period resulted in a 71% decrease in the feral cat population. In Rome, Italy, a similar program saw a 22% decrease over a 4-year period. These are just two examples out of many that demonstrate the potential benefits of TNR when it is carried out consistently and effectively. Of course, TNR isn't a magic bullet, and it might not work in every situation. It requires community involvement, resources, and ongoing commitment. However, it's currently one of the most effective and humane strategies we have for controlling feral cat populations. The trap-neuter return approach offers a humane and effective solution to the feral cat problem. You might be wondering, how can I make a difference? Well, there are several ways that you can contribute to the solution starting right from your home. Firstly, if you're a cat owner, it's crucial that you spay or neuter your furry friend. This simple act can prevent unwanted litters from contributing to the feral cat population. Plus, it's a great way to ensure your pet's health and longevity. But the responsibility doesn't stop there. Keeping your cats indoors is another effective way to curb the feral cat population. Outdoor cats often mate with feral cats, exacerbating the issue. By keeping your pets indoors, you are not only ensuring their safety, but also preventing the birth of more feral cats. Supporting trap-neuter return programs is another important way to help. These initiatives humanely trap feral cats, neuter them, and then return them to their outdoor homes. By reducing the number of cats capable of reproducing, these programs effectively control the population growth. Consider donating to organizations that perform this service or even volunteering your time to help with their efforts. Education is a powerful tool. By spreading awareness about the feral cat issue amongst your friends, family, and community, you can help garner more support for the cause. Sharing information about the environmental and health impacts of feral cats and the importance of spaying and neutering pets can go a long way towards changing attitudes and behaviors. Finally, if you come across a feral cat or a colony of them, resist the urge to feed them without a plan. Feeding feral cats may seem like a kind act, but it can lead to an increase in their numbers. Instead, reach out to local animal welfare organizations for guidance. Remember, the feral cat issue didn't arise overnight and it won't be solved quickly. But with consistent collective efforts, we can make a meaningful difference. Every effort, no matter how small, can make a difference in addressing the feral cat issue. In conclusion, the issue of feral cats is a serious one that affects us all. We've dived deep into the environmental implications, witnessing the upset in the natural balance and biodiversity. We've also explored the potential health risks that these free-roaming felines pose to humans, shedding light on the importance of disease prevention. The sheer size of the feral cat population makes this issue an urgent one, and we've seen how traditional solutions have often fallen short. However, hope is not lost. The trap-neuter return approach has shown promise as a humane and effective method for controlling the feral cat population. Yet, this is not a battle to be fought by organizations and authorities alone. Every one of us can play a part, whether it's supporting TNR programs, educating others, or simply showing compassion to these often misunderstood creatures. By understanding and addressing the feral cat issue, we can help protect our environment, our health, and the cats themselves.